everyone, welcome to today's episode of Startup Talk. And today we're talking about growing your business by attracting ideal clients using online advertising. Now, online advertising is one of the most powerful ways to get more clients for your business, but it's really tricky to get right. The issue is, of course, that you are competing against millions of other businesses who are all trying to get that attention of your ideal clients. So that means you really have to stand out if you want people to see your ads. So if you want to up your online ads game, then today's episode is for you. If you're new to the show, welcome. My name is Saskia and I help you be the extraordinary entrepreneur you're meant to be. And one way that I do this is by hosting Startup Talk. Every week, I host a new guest and will cover a topic that will help you grow as an entrepreneur and start up or level up your business. So join me here every week. We're live Thursday at 7 o'clock in the evening. So this time on Facebook and YouTube. And if that time doesn't work for you, then fear not. You can rewatch the episode on Facebook, on YouTube, and the website of the Entrepreneur Suite. And it's also available as a podcast and on iTunes. So however you're tuning in, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And share your thoughts in the comments. Whether you're listening in live or watching the replay, that section is there for a reason. Let us know what you think. Now, let's talk about our guest of today, online ad specialist Arman Ananian. He is an entrepreneur and digital ad specialist in the online, and he's from Madrid, Spain, although today he's dialing in from Armenia. And he has built ads for more than 200 companies and has acquired top-level know-how on how to do online advertising right. So let's give a warm welcome to Arman. Hey, Arman.
Hello, Saskia. Nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hey, how are you today?
Amazing. It's a bit hot, just like at your place, but we'll carry forward.
We will carry on. I was just telling Arman before the show that here in the Netherlands, we're in the middle of a heat wave. So everything is just hot. But now we're sharing the summer heat, I guess. So Arman, I'm so happy to have you here on the show because personally, online ads and Facebook ads are still so overwhelming just to get started with, let alone to do it right. So I'm very happy to have you here on the show today.
Same. I'm very excited to be able to share the little I know.
Yeah, so you're a digital ad specialist. How did that came to be? What's your origin story?
So it started kind of in 2016, and I was, just doing ads for myself, an online brand, e-commerce, and just playing around with it. And I didn't get great at it at first. Of course, it's a journey, but that experience allowed me to later on, like 2-3 years later, to get a job with a ad agency, a real ad agency. It's called Cardone Kern, and by Grant Cardone and Frank Kern. And there is where I really start, working with the big guys and learning a lot, and helping many companies in the U.S., Canada, and everywhere else. And from there, I just went on to start my company, and the rest is history.
So how did you know that you were meant to be an online ad specialist? Because I can imagine it's quite a niche to be in.
Yeah, I didn't know, Saskia, honestly. I remember as a teenager, as a young kid, that I always rooted for other people to win. Like I always wanted other people to win. I always, that's it, and I think that natural desire to help others just translated into this, which I'm happy. I'm happy because we're helping people hire more people, donate more to charity, etc., etc.
Yeah, I can imagine. I resonate with that vision as well, to help other people succeed in whatever it is that they want to do. So I completely get that. Now, I can imagine that the digital ad space must have changed quite a lot since you started. But let's talk about when you started. What were the main challenges you faced then? I can imagine that back then, even then, it was quite overwhelming, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think to this day, it's still a little bit like that. There is so much information on the internet about like any topic, and specifically if we're talking about Facebook ads. There's so much information. You take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there. and you just mix it up together, and you just figure it out. And a lot of times this doesn't work, and um, that paired with when you're getting started, I actually did one of the dumbest things, which was I borrowed money because I thought this is all going to work out. Typical youngster. Borrowed money, put the money in ads, and the ads didn't really work out. We got sales, but it really worked out. So it was like break even or something like that. So it did, and then at the end of the day, I'm with this loss, with ads and product fulfillment, etc. And nothing is happening, right? And I'm dead basically. So um, that's how it started. Those were the challenges, but thankfully, everything that I learned in those initial stages helped me get hired in that company, because what they really wanted was not like a total beginner that didn't know anything. They wanted someone that already tried, already spent some money, already did some things, and that they wanted that type of person, and then they molded them into a better advertiser. So that initial bad or very bad action or failure led to something better.
Yeah, well, and I think that's a very important clue for any entrepreneur. It's not about having perfect action. It's better to just start imperfect, accept messiness, and accept learning and growth. Because if you want to reach that scale of perfection from the first step, you're gonna have a very rough time, and you'll never launch.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, so you started, and of course, as you said, it was challenging. You invested in advertisements, but you weren't getting the return. What were the key lessons you learned, and how did you turn that around to getting working ads, if I can call it like that?
Of course, of course. Like the real transform, like as I said, like transformational moment. That the transformational moment was when I started working with the agency, and I saw senior people to me doing stuff, and I learned from them. I was taught by them, and it was so interesting. Everything had a method. There was a method to the madness, and before that it was all scattered. We just, okay, I'll just put this out together from this video, and then this other thing from this video. And it all started with basics. Like, this is like maybe going back to a copywriting book and taking that copywriting book and that strategy and applying it to online ads. It's not like it's not like we're almost like reinventing the wheel when we don't know something. But a lot of times it's already created. The strategies have been here. People have been successful with print advertising and TV advertising, and a lot of the principles are the same. So what I learned were the principles, that these people follow, the methods, the methodologies. We can dive into them for sure. And then that really helped create predictable success for clients.
Okay, so it's good to hear that there's a chance of predictable success in your online advertising strategy. So yeah, I would love to know about that strategy, and maybe it helps if we take let's take me for a guinea pig, so my own company. And it's not that this
There
show
you
is
go.
about me, but it's just to have an example. And please, if it deviates on some aspect for different kind of entrepreneurs, also just
By the way,
notice
go
that.
to go to her website. So what's your website? What's the landing page?
My website is theentrepreneursuite.com, so it's also here below. So yeah, that's my landing page if you want to check it out.
There you go.
So as most of my listeners and viewers will know, my goal for the Entrepreneur Suite is to help people be the best entrepreneur they can be. To me, being an entrepreneur is like being a superhero. You're meant for more than just a regular 9 to 5. You're meant for greatness, but there is quite a mission and a quest for you ahead. And I am here to help you, to connect you with the right mentors, to find the right tools and plans to get you in that state of being that entrepreneur hero. And one way that I do that is by Startup Talk. Another way, a product that's currently in development, is what I call the tribe of the Entrepreneur Suite. And it's an online membership with monthly masterclasses, with a whole community of like minded entrepreneurs. And it feels like I'm giving promotion for myself, but bear with me here because, again, it's just the use case here. And to have a
Yeah.
resource library. So to know what stuff works for other people and how can you apply it for your company. So that's just a tribe in like 30 seconds. And of course, the moment I launch a tribe, I don't want to launch in front of crickets. I don't want to be like, hey guys, I made this amazing product, guys. Guys, hello guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do I do that? Do I go to Facebook and say I would like one ad, please?
Yeah, yeah. It's 5 coins for one ad and 10 coins for two ads. But
I
in
would.
reality, it's not different from that. Honestly, what you want is clients, right? So how do you get clients? The old question. In your case, and everyone that wants to launch something, one of the best things you can do before launching is have a wait list, and start gathering all assets, start gathering people and putting them on a wait list, basically on an email list. And after that, many things unfold. But like a lot of times we just success, the biggest, there is a big part that is preparation, right? So like you should be thinking, okay, I'm launching, I want to launch, let's say for you want to launch next month, or you should have like at least 1 month of preparation, so everything goes to plan. And sometimes it should be even more. I know like crowdfunding campaigns are 3 to 4 months before, everything. So same for you. You got to have a proper working landing page with incentives. Why do people want to come to you? You got to have a good offer, and then you got to have the proper targeting. And we can dive into each one of those and give tips to people to make them better, to make
Yeah.
great ads and get more clients.
Yeah, I would love to do that. So, well, I'm already happy with one thing, because if you go to my website and you click on the tribe, then there's a waitlist option. So, step one is done.
There you
So
go.
there I go, right? But that's really just in a
Absolutely.
basic overview page. Let's talk about the offer, because I agree, you can drive 1 million people to your website. If you don't have the right offer, if you have an unclear offer, you're not going to land them. So where do we start with offer?
Absolutely. And what I say to a lot of people is, again, the boring advice: don't reinvent the wheel. Probably, unless there's something new that you're doing, probably something similar has happened before, even in a different industry, And a lot of times it's studying those people and how did they launch, what advertising did they use. A lot of times you can go to you can either spy on their Google ads or on their Facebook ads. With the Facebook ads, you can use
Wait, you can
the
do
ads
that?
library. Yeah, you can see. You could see, for example, for Saskia, any type of entrepreneur memberships. What ads they're running, and the best thing you can do is not check the recent ads, but check the ads that have been running for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Those have been working. If they haven't turned them off for some, unless they would just want to pour money to nothing,
Yeah, you have
they're
poor money
probably
in
making
something that
money. They're
doesn't
probably
work.
making,
Sorry,
yeah,
continue.
they're probably, no, 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 you're good. They're probably, they're probably working, what I'm trying to say. And so a lot of times just seeing what works, seeing what the competition is doing, it's just going to save you so much money and headaches and pains, and building something, or even like, even forget building a product that doesn't fit the market. Even like building a landing page or an offer that doesn't really resonate with people. All that can be saved with previous research, previous competition research. And again, you can use the Facebook ads library to check what ads your competition is running. You can check, the same. There's tools also for Google, but again, it's going to save you so much time, and you can explore what are the offers from the competition, and then how can you make it better. Go ahead and look at comments, reviews, the bad reviews especially. How can you take their bad reviews and make a better product. So so you win them over. So a lot of things like that. That's definitely the first phase, and to make a great offer.
Well, and I completely agree with do research on your competitors. When I started, I think it was a few years ago, I had the not invented here syndrome, or not made here syndrome. Even if it was just a website, I was like, no, it has to be me, and it has to be, completely from scratch. And it was just all over the place. Let's be honest, it was really all over the place. It's a good thing that website isn't live anymore, because indeed it's good to take inspiration from your competitors. Don't just copy paste, be like, oh, they're doing this, I'm doing that too. But take inspiration and turn it into your own thing. There is a lot of stuff known about what works and what doesn't work, and it saves you so much time and effort if you don't invent the wheel by yourself. So you were talking about... No, sorry, continue.
No, 100%. No, you're right. Let's go forward.
Thanks. So you said that the Facebook Ads Library is a good resource, and you said something about a Google tool. Now, I know Google has a lot of tools. Do you by any chance know the name of it? And please don't say it's Google Trends, because I always get lost there.
Yeah, no, like there is one called Spy Food. There is also I think, no, I don't remember the name, but I know Spy Food is one definitely that is out there. And yeah, so definitely, like you're gonna find it. If you Googled it, you're gonna find answers for that. That's the least important part.
I'm sure we'll find it. Okay, so we have the offer then. So we did our research. We've checked what our competitors doing, what kind of ads are they doing. Can you check in Facebook what kind of demographics they're targeting, or what kind of people they're targeting? And would you recommend that you yourself do it as take inspiration from that?
So no and yes. So no, because you cannot see the target. Now, here's one insider cool thing you can do that is pretty much gonna tell you the answer. Have you noticed when you go, I guess, buy a car, you get car ads all the time, etc., etc.?
Yeah, especially after you bought the car. It's like, hey, now you want this car. It's like, no, I don't want
yeah, like why are you showing me the ads after buying the car? Come on, you should be clever. And no, like that, those are annoying, like really, because you're supposed to get them before. They should understand any of like the face. But my point was the kind of secret, quote unquote, is the following. You go ahead and you research, like, let's say you let's bring Saskia as example. You want entrepreneurs, you want entrepreneurs to be part of your tribe. So go ahead and Google search all those problems that you think you're solving for people. Go ahead and join those Facebook groups. Go ahead and like those Facebook pages. Maybe it's the product market fit Facebook group, or the product market fit trends, or whatever it is. I'm just making stuff up now. But go like that stuff, and all of a sudden you're going to start getting ads for people. You basically get into that demographic. You basically become the demographic, and you're now.
You get the ads that you want to put out there. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Correct. So all of a sudden, I love this because, that's why I can excuse myself for spending too much time on Instagram, because I see my competitors' ads, and it's totally cool because you just go and see their landing page and you understand, oh, interesting, I like what they're doing here. And then you see how they've worded the ad, and they're like, oh, interesting, So all that is like almost like the answer to the targeting is like it's and to the positioning. Then you can in a listing Facebook, you can click on why am I seeing this ad, and it's telling you, well, you're seeing this ad because you're a 35 to 50 female, and you were interested in entrepreneurship, right? So you're gonna get those answers eventually with that method.
And then you can get inspiration, like this is how they target, this is the keywords they use, or these are the words they use, and then you can include that in your research as well.
Yeah, for Facebook, it's not specifically keywords, but it's like interest or demographic.
Yeah, interest or demographic.
It's pretty much the same.
Yeah. So you were talking about Facebook and Instagram. Now I know both is owned by Facebook. Do you notice a different in strategies between the two? Would you recommend different ads for different platforms?
Good question, Saskia. What we do is we show different variations of ads to both platforms. And what Facebook does is it optimizes for each platform, So let's say you give 10 images to Facebook, you just don't give to like that's another principle. We can talk about like the ads. We've talked about the offer. We haven't talked about the ads or anything like that. Like you gotta split test images, you gotta split test headlines, you gotta split test copy in your ad, and if you don't, you're never gonna know what's working. Maybe what you thought was working is not really working, and then this boring image is what's working. But to answer your question, we just feed a lot of data, a lot of images, a lot of headlines to Facebook, and then Facebook, the parent company, and then Facebook brings us back answers. Okay, well, this is actually performing better on Instagram. This is performing better on Facebook, etc., etc.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know as well, to have that split testing. And yes, I would love to talk more about the ads, because now we've spoken about the offer. We've done our research. We know what kind of ads we want to make. But how do you start with an ad? Is it just it's not the same as just a post? What's crucial for a good ad?
Absolutely. So you got to follow a structure, and in copywriting, you studied. There's many different structures. There is the ADA framework. There is many frameworks. The reality is, a lot of them are very similar, and they work. You just got to stick to one. Going with the ADA, for example, framework in copy.
So wait, just
it's
one
basically
question. What's ADA? ADA is short for?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Okay.
attention, interest, desire, action.
Okay.
So attention. Well, what's now? Just put AIDA, and then what is attention? Well, for you, it's going to be attention entrepreneurs who are looking to grow, like start their startup, or get funding, whatever. That's the first part. The second part is interest. Again, if you're interested in X, Y, Z, and then you can talk about desires. Well, are you looking to get, into? Are you looking to get, funding? We've helped this and this person reach this amount of success, whatever. And then action. Click to learn more today to get X, whatever. And that's, for example, one structure you can use, and people can definitely research more online. But having those structures in place to make sure you cover all the human all the human questions and needs and desires in an ad, and then using the right images or split testing images is just definitely images and videos is the way to go.
Okay. And would you prefer images or video? So would it be better to have something moving, or can an image outperform a video as well?
It depends. It depends on your market. It depends on your market. Like for X market, it could be an image. For the Y market, it could be a video. So you have to try. You have to test everything in that sense. You have to test. What is the best headline? You have to test what's the best headline. What is the best structure? Maybe it's as simple as sorry, 2 sentences, and just go directly for the pitch, and maybe that works. So everything, like, there is no set thing that is gonna work. You just gotta test and see what works best for your industry.
Okay. So testing, I like testing, especially since I have an engineering background. So it's every time, you make something, test it, build further, make something, testing, build further. Now, I think not only for me, but for a lot of just starting entrepreneurs, they don't have a huge ads budget. So you can't be like, okay, I'm just going to throw money at it and it will, I'll find it in the end. How do you deal with split testing different stuff, just ads strategies in general, without breaking the bank?
Yeah, I think like if they just follow along with all the conversation, just apply everything we've said, like do the research and check your competition, make sure you have like a model or a copywriting model, make sure you test, do small split tests. That is pretty much the answer, Saskia, because the right structure is, for example, to have, to test images, like not just publish one image, one headline, and one targeting option. It's test multiple targeting options, test multiple headlines, test multiple images, and then split test a landing page with two different variations, whatever. And a lot of people just do one of each, and the ad misses or fails, and there it's like, and we all do it at the beginning. By the way, I'm not I'm guilty of that too. But they just do one of each, and they're like, okay, well, this is not working. Facebook ads don't work, or Google ads or whatever don't work. And it's all the principles that are that you got to follow to make that work.
Okay, so it's really testing a lot of different stuff. But how do you then keep it within a budget? Do you just test everything for a short amount of time, or just really the short amount
Yeah,
of
i
time?
think
Okay,
i
yeah.
think you gotta first, you gotta make sure, you gotta do the math. Like, you gotta do the math. That's the answer. So how much are you willing to spend to acquire a customer? If you have a monthly recurring product, you might be able to spend more than a regular product, unless maybe you have upsells. But let's say you have a monthly recurring membership. Well, maybe you are willing to spend 1 month of the fee to acquire a customer. Maybe you're willing to spend 2 months, of the fee, because you know that once they come in, they're gonna love it. They're gonna stay like for 12 months. And companies like even acquire customers and they wait a year, like a lot of crazy times. And like, you got to determine that for you. Of course, when starting out, probably it's less, but you got to figure that math out. Okay, here's the budget I have, and then this is how much. This is how much I want to acquire a customer for, and then just build around that. Okay, so you want to acquire customers at $20 or $30, great. Then how many people do have to see the ad, and out of those people, what percentage do they like? What percentage does it need to convert to um, to paid, right? So making all that math um, is the key, and then understanding. Okay, well, okay, Arman, you come back to me and you say, Arman, I ran like $500 worth of ads, and yeah, I got customers, but they were at $50. I acquired them at $50 instead of 30. Okay, great. Well, that's above. What can you do to drive them down? Well, have you looked at your targeting, as we talked about? Have you looked at your offer? Have you looked at maybe the copy, like all that stuff? So it's like a car mechanic. Okay, once you start running ads, it's like, okay, well, how can I drop this cost? So just seeing the different factors and how to lower the cost, basically.
Okay, so it's really starts somewhere, if I can say it like that, and then see how can I improve those ads further so that I can get my cost per new client lower as well, or more stable perhaps. And so it's really about thinking about that funnel. So who sees your ad, who clicks on the ad, who watches your webinar, who reads your sale page, and who in the end is that person who says, I will buy and I will stay there, especially if you have a reoccurring income. Do you have any number, like rule of thumbs, like typically 1 in every 100 persons will that sees an ad will click on the ad? Do you have a gut feeling on that? And I know it will be different per industry and product, but rule of thumb.
Yeah, like it's between 0.9 and 1%, the CTR. So the click-through rate, CTR stands for click-through rate, is the average. And for example, boring industries have a lower CTR because it's a boring product. Like financial is lower than 0.9%. And then others, like something that is hot, of course, is going to have higher. But on an average is 1%. So out of 100 people that see your ad, at least one should click on it. And then out of the 100 people who click, at least 1 to 3% should make some sort of action. That's kind of the average. And then there's always exceptions on the good and on the bad side, and you just gotta work through it basically.
Yeah. Yeah, but it gives a bit of a feeling like, hey, I've had 500 people watch my ad or see my ad, and I don't know, 50 clicked on them. So that's really a good number then. Versus if you say, well, 2 people clicked on them, that's not really a good number. There's room for improvement then.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've made the offer. We've done the research. We made the sale page. We made the ad. We split tested it. We noticed this is we kept them running quite short, so we can see what works, what doesn't work. So we keep it within a budget as well, and then we see, hey, this works, this doesn't work, and we grow further from there. So that's like the ad strategy in a very high level overview, right?
Correct, and there's also a lot of other components we can definitely, like, of course we're not going to have time to
No.
cover it, but I'd love to cover it maybe some other times. But like, if people want like the full free guide to all that we've been talking about, you can tell them about that and we can go from there.
Well, you tell them about this free guide.
There you
So
go. So they can go to rfmedia.com/ebook, and they'll get.
it's this one, or it's this one, right? Or is this no?
Yes,
No, I'm
yes,
it is this
absolutely.
one.
It's a
Okay.
4-step process, and we also have a bonus section. So definitely the bonus. I'm not going to cover the bonus section because that way you guys go ahead and
Wait,
check it out
yeah, go and read the
and
book, guys. Come on.
yeah, and see what it is, and it's really good. Like, I really recommend it, and we continuously work on improving it. So we've had a lot of changes done, and I want to make even a lot of this change. Facebook ads, advertising in general changes constantly, so this also has to change. And so yeah, definitely feel free to go there and claim the free ebook, and then get all the tips from there.
Get all the tips from there. Well, that's actually a question you just triggered me with a new question, and I do want to ask it now. We're still live. So Facebook changes all the time, right? Facebook, Instagram,
Right.
the algorithm, it changes all the time. In
Yeah.
2021, what should you keep in mind when making our advertising ads for Facebook and Instagram, keeping that heuristic in mind?
Absolutely. So there is, I mean, the biggest change is iOS 14, and it's 14.5. And what advertisers need to take into account is that you gotta, first of all, it's just the rule that applies everywhere. If it's harder for the majority, great. If you surpass that obstacle, then you're gonna have way more than you used to have. So iOS 14 is actually like a big wall for a lot of businesses, and if you manage to surpass that wall, on the other side there's better everything, because um, here's what's happening. Facebook is basically Apple is saying that people can opt out of custom ads and retargeting and stuff like that, and a lot of the custom audiences that people have are disappearing. And what you got to do now is adapt and use these new tools that are available, and just do all this technical stuff, that connecting your domain and zapping events to Facebook API, etc., etc. But that doesn't matter. I mean, you'll find a way. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. What matters is that there is always changes, and every time it's an opportunity to get better and to dominate your market even more. Because imagine, I'm listening from agency friends, people are they stop advertising because it's getting harder. And well, like, let's say all the people that are competitor of Saskia stop doing it, and then she's the only one that figured out how to keep doing it. Well, that's a huge advantage. So just uh, keep at it, keep pushing that and figure it out, and you'll definitely have better results.
Okay, so also there, it's do your research and test, 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 and you will improve your results.
Correct. Yeah, and yeah, there's lots of things that you got to be aware of, but everything, all the info is out there. You can figure it out and move forward.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Arman. If our viewers want to learn more about you, where can they go?
Well, they can go to the agency site, which is rfmedia.com.
Yep.
We'll have and then Arman
That's your
Ananian. That's
personal
my
site.
personal site. Yeah,
Yeah.
they can go to both. If they want help with advertising, we have a free blog in RF Media. You can definitely check it out. We provide value there, and then they can get the free ebook. And if they're interested, they can definitely reach out. Then for everything else, the site that Saskia put there, Arman Ananian, it's about me and all the interesting things I'm up to.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, I saw the rfmedia.com is also in the name of in your name of this stream. So for our viewers who are looking for that, it's right there, and I will also put it in the description of this video, so people can easily access that as well. And I'll add the description to the ebook as well, because it's rfmedia.com/ebook, right?
Correct.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you for joining us today. I learned a lot in this in these 40 minutes. And I'm sure our viewers did too.
It's been a pleasure, and guys, feel free to reach out. I'm always up for helping.
Yeah. So to the viewers, if you like this content, then make sure to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel of the Entrepreneur Suite. And if you want to know more about me, this show, or the Entrepreneur Suite, go to theentrepreneursuite.com. And of course, join me again next week. Next week is going to be a special episode because I will host a solo episode in which I want to reflect on these first 4 months of Startup Talk. Can you believe it's already 4 months of Startup Talk? And some changes are coming. Yeah, it's been wow. And yeah, so 4 months, I decided to do some reflection and reviewing, and some changes are coming as well. And I'll share those then as well. So thank you all for being here with us today, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.